The secret of success is to do the common things uncommonly well. Success comes from keeping the ears open, and the mouth closed. Don't be afraid to give up the good, to go for the great. I do not think that there is any other quality so essential to success of any kind as the quality of perseverance. It overcomes almost everything, even nature. I would rather hire a man with enthusiasm than a man who knows everything. Own nothing, control everything. God gave me my money. I believe the power to make money is a gift from God, to be developed and used to the best of our ability, for the good of mankind. Having been endowed with the gift I possess, I believe it is my duty to make money, and still more money, and to use the money I make for the good of my fellow man, according to the dictates of my conscience. I never would have been able to tithe the first $1 million I ever made, if I had not tithed my first salary, which was $1.50 per week. The way to make money is to buy, when blood is running in the streets. The common denominator for success is work. Never lose interest in life and the world. Never allow yourself to become annoyed. I always tried to turn every disaster into an opportunity. The man will be most successful who confers the greatest service on the world. The man who starts out simply, with the idea of getting rich, won't succeed. You must have a larger ambition. I have made many millions, but they have brought me no happiness. Singleness of purpose is one of the chief essentials for success in life, no matter what may be one's aim. Oh, how blessed young men are, who have to struggle for a foundation and beginning in life. Giving is the secret to a healthy life. Not necessarily money, but whatever a person has to give of encouragement, sympathy, and understanding. Every right implies a responsibility, every opportunity, an obligation, every possession, a duty. There is no feeling in this world to be compared with self-reliance. Do not sacrifice that to anything else. If you want to succeed, you should strike out on new paths, rather than travel the worn paths of accepted success. Do not many of us who fail to achieve big things fail because we lack concentration, the art of concentrating the mind on the thing to be done at the proper time, and to the exclusion of everything else? I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers. I would rather earn 1% off of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. Charity is injurious, unless it helps the recipient to become independent of it. I believe that thrift is essential to well-ordered living. It is very important to remember what other people tell you, not so much what you yourself already know. Save when you can, and not when you have to. Character, not wealth, power, or position, is the supreme word. I had no ambition to make a fortune. Mere money-making has never been my goal. I had an ambition to build. Competition is a sin. How much money does it take to make a man happy? Just one more dollar. Next to doing the right thing, the most important thing is to let people know you are doing the right thing. A friendship founded on business is better than a business founded on friendship. The person with big talk and big dreams is more powerful than one with all the facts. I believe that the law was made for man, and not man for the law, that government is the servant of the people and not their master. The ability to deal with people is as purchasable a commodity as sugar or coffee, and I will pay more for that ability than for any other under the sun. Good leadership consists of showing average people how to do the work of superior people. Who is the poorest man in the world? I tell you, the poorest man I know of is the man who has nothing but money. Giving should be entered into in just the same way as investing. Giving is investing. I believe in the dignity of labor, whether with head or hand, that the world owes no man a living, but that it owes every man an opportunity to make a living. I believe it is a religious duty to get all the money you can, fairly and honestly, to keep all you can, and to give away all you can. Get rich by taking something common and making it uncommon. Think of giving not only as a duty but as a privilege. After it is all over, the religion of man is his most important possession. I never placed my head upon the pillow at night, without reminding myself that my success might only be temporary. The success of each is dependent upon the success of the other. Never was I power thirsty, or trying to control everyone. I believed in educating everyone, so they could all get to the position I was at. The secret of success is to get up early, work late, and strike oil. The best business in the world is a well-run oil company. The second best business in the world is a badly run oil company. The day of combination is here to stay. Individualism has gone, never to return. Capital and labor are both wild forces which require intelligent legislation to hold them in restriction. Don't blame the marketing department. The buck stops with the chief executive. The art of concentrating the mind on the thing to be done at the proper time, and to the exclusion of everything else. It is only efforts the man himself puts forth that can really help him. I was trained from the beginning to work, to save, and to give. A man has no right to occupy another man's time unnecessarily. The most important thing for a young man is to establish a credit, a reputation, character. When a man has accumulated a sum of money, accumulated it within the law, the government has no right to share in its earnings. Money is a way of keeping count on how well you're doing in business. I know of nothing more despicable and pathetic than a man who devotes all the hours of the waking day to the making of money for money's sake. It is wrong to assume that men of immense wealth are always happy. A man's wealth must be determined by the relation of his desires and expenditures to his income. If he feels rich on $10 and has everything else he desires, he really is rich. A man of words and not of deeds is like a garden full of weeds. I can think of nothing less pleasurable than a life devoted to pleasure. The impression was gaining ground with me that it was a good thing to let the money be my slave, and not make myself a slave to money. Do you know the only thing that gives me pleasure? It's to see my dividends coming in. Do you know what would hurt grandfather a great deal? To know that any of you boys should become wasteful, extravagant, careless with his money. The only question with wealth is, what do you do with it?